Okay, welcome. This is a short video on solfege and rhythm for my Aural Skills 1 class. So I'm Dr. Rolls and I'm your instructor. So what we're going to do here is start with a little bit about solfege. Now there's two systems that I'll allow you to use. Some of you may have had some solfege in high school. Some of you, this may be completely new. Whichever system I show is the easiest, go ahead and use that one. My preferred system, and when I teach in-person classes, is to use solfege. And solfege is, well, if you've ever seen The Sound of Music and you heard the song Do Re Mi, well, that's solfege. So it's got a long history. It's changed a bit over time, but we use a system called movable do, which means that do is always going to be the key center that you're in. So if you're in E flat major, E flat is do. If you're in G major, G is do. In this case, I'm keeping it very simple because I don't know if you've gotten to key signatures and scales yet. And I'm just giving you C major and the C major scale. So our solfege here would be quite simply do, re, mi, sol, fa, sorry, mistake here. Glad I caught it now. I'm not going to start the video over for it. Fa, sol, la, ti, and then at the very top we have do. Okay, so that's our basic scale there, and you get used to it by just singing the scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. I'm sorry. I promise I won't. I'll try not to do that very much at all. But that's what you're going to be using right now. Later on, you're going to learn to use other notes that are outside of this solfege. But for this year, it's going to be just these solfege symbols. And, well, there'll be three others when we learn minor. I want you to notice that there's two here that have an E sound. And all the others have either an ah or generally an ah or a or o sound. The E sound means that it helps you find where the half step is in this scale. Ti do is a half step, whereas la ti is a whole step. There's a difference between those two. So, hold on. Let's see here. Been a while. Okay, so you have la, ti, do. You can hear that there's a difference between those intervals. You'll get used to hearing that in time. That mi forces your mouth open so that it helps you get up to that pitch, whereas ah, oo, and a are much flatter sounds. So there's actually a reason behind the sounds that we're using for the solfege. Okay, let's take a quick look over here at some notes and put in the solfege. So do is our first scale degree. This one is mi. We skipped over a note. Sol, do, mi, sol. And then we have fa, la, sol, fa, mi, ti, which is down below our starting C, and then do. Sorry about my typing there. Another way to do this is with scale degree numbers. Each scale degree gets a number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you can use either 8 or 1 again. So I'm going to put in here, let's see here, shift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8 or 0. Sorry, that really should be 8 or 1. Okay, so we go back here, Command or Shift L, get my next layer in. 1, 3, 5, 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 7, 1. Okay, so that's just a brief little primer on how to do your pitches. Okay. Different teachers introduce these things at different places. So I generally start out very slow with pitch and move a little forward, often a little faster with rhythm. Rhythm is a little trickier, so I'm going to show you the note relations. And the method I like to use, I know there's a lot of methods out there. There's Takadimi, which is very popular. Former colleague of mine used to use one called Duta Data, which is like that. There's in elementary school, you probably learned ta, ti, ta. We never got past those 2 syllables in high school, though. In my elementary school. In high school, I learned what I like to use called beat counting, because you learn where you are in the measure. And I think that's important. So, yeah, I changed instruments there. So you get here and you have, this would be 1, and then I'd probably put 2, 3, 4 in parentheses. If we're in 4/4, remember meter matters. So I did that a little wrong. Again, I'm not gonna 2, 3, 4. There we go. Okay. So that 4/4, just as a reminder, means there are 4 quarter notes. The top number is the number of beats. The bottom is what gets the beat. So there's 4 quarter notes in a measure. So 1, in parentheses, I'll put 2. You wouldn't say the words that are the numbers that are in the parentheses. 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, because we have 4 quarter notes in the measure. Okay. Then we get into divisions of the beat. Okay. And I'm just going to take you through the first division and the subdivision of the beat, because we won't be getting to other ones, more complicated ones, for quite a while. You won't, and you know, you might not even get to, depending on your class, your instructor, you might not even get to divisions till the middle of a semester. So we would have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'll get it. You'll get used to my bad typing after a while. It's like getting used to my voice, which works perfectly for silent movies. This is supposed to be and 4 and. Okay. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then now we have to do subdivisions. We're dividing the division. Okay. Some people call that first that division the first subdivision. I don't think that's right, because you should have a division before you have a subdivision. And you can have multiple subdivisions, as you'll see later. So we have 1 E and 2 E and not equals and 3 E and 4 E and okay. So this is the divisions we're using for what's called simple meter. Simple meter means that we have just a straight note value. It's not dotted, and it's divided by 2 or 4 or 8, multiples of 2. So let's look at an actual little snippet of music here that I wrote quickly, just to show you this in context. I'm sorry, I can't. I wish I could move that that input box up higher so you can see it. But as you look at this, what we're going to do is this is going to be called 1. It's on the first beat of the measure. So we have 1, 2, and 3, 4, and So I'll go in and put those in now. 1 and oh, sorry, did that wrong. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and oop. And then the last measure is just going to be 1, 2, and 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And in parentheses, what we don't say is 4. Okay. So that's a brief introduction to solfege and rhythm counting as I have my classes typically do it. Again, for solfege, I give you 2 systems. For rhythm, I want you to stick to the 1 system. Okay, so, and I will have more videos as I feel necessary and I hear from my students what they need. So, thank you very much.